Hi folks, Simon Keeling here. This is just an outlook for the second half of November, recorded on Saturday the 3rd of November. It's really just to bring you up to speed on where thoughts are going at the moment with the second half of the month, say from about the 15th of November onwards. We've got some interesting charts that have come in over the last few hours that I wanted to bring to you. This is the GFS ensemble prediction of temperature. It's this red line here that we're interested in, taking us through to the 19th of the month. Now you'll see here that it picks up temperatures during the course of this week. Look, then they fall off into next weekend around this period that we're also watching around about the 11th of the month. They then pick up, but it's this downward trend towards the end here that's of interest, because if we then look at the Japanese model, now this is the Japanese forecast that was issued on Friday morning, and this is the one that's issued every week. It goes ahead for a month and it's remarkably accurate, and this is the forecast for days 2 to 8, initialized on the 1st. So it was initialized on Thursday and it takes us through to day 8, so it's taken us through to when the 9th of November. British Isles is under here, and this is the 500 millibar flow and the anomaly, and you see how blue the colours are here, this indicating this unsettled weather continuing during the course of this week with a trough across the British Isles. Certainly stacks up with other models. Then if we take a look at week 2, British Isles underneath there again, look, you see the heights below normal, still got the trough through us and the jet stream as well. So this is the period taking us through from day 9. So this is taking us through from Saturday, when would it be? It'd be Saturday the 10th through to Friday the 16th of November, and heights below normal. Look, still the jet stream coming across the country, so we've still got unsettled conditions there, exactly what you'd expect to see with a jet stream so close. But what's interesting is this next chart. Look, this is weeks 3 to 4, and it's for the period from day 16 through to the 29th. So this takes us through from Saturday the 17th through to the end of the month. And what's notable here is that you see how the heights are falling below normal down here. Look, it's still showing this westerly flow, but a trough in the med. However, look, these heights are above normal to the north of the British Isles. Now, this is indicative of higher pressure again building in further north. Now, we're in a blocking situation again at the moment, a blocking pattern, which means that high pressure gets in, it blocks the normal westerly flow across the Atlantic. But with this pattern, with this increased heights towards the north of the country, this lends itself to higher pressure building north of the country again, with lower pressure to the south because of these lower heights. It's quite an unusual pattern. It's not particularly strong, but it's certainly something that's signalled. And that would hint at the winds at the surface, a low pressure somewhere in here, and the winds at the surface going more into an easterly across the country, which could bring a much colder second half to the month. Now, that on its own, you know, it's kind of one swallow does not a summer make, and that on its own, we'd look at it and think, well, that's quite interesting. But what does become interesting is when we look at the CFS. This is the CFS temperature prediction charts for Birmingham. You can get this from the weather website. Go to weather charts, click on the CFS down the left hand side, and then click on the city temperature forecast, which is shown here. Now, what's interesting here is, look, the dates are across the bottom. So here we are now, look, temperatures hovering around kind of, well, normalish levels, a little bit cooler than normal. But then look, they take a dip around the 11th, which is what we'd expected to see, and they hold then fairly steady, look, through until around the middle of the month. But then look what happens, we take this big dip down, and this drop off to cooler temperatures then lasts through most of the end of the month. So the CFS is also seeing this colder weather coming in. So I think at the moment what we're going to hint at is that from about the 16th or 17th onwards, we're going to be seeing this drop in temperature. Not a dramatic drop, but certainly this is the arrival of what you would call winter proper. I think the winds will probably go more into the east if that low pressure does form down to the south. A blocking high somewhere to the north of the east of the country, putting those winds in the east and northeasterly direction. There could be some wintry showers around, particularly across eastern coasts. We need to watch out for the risk of some sleet and snow across southeastern areas of the country, although probably only wet snow, nothing to panic about. But I think this overall impression of a colder second half of November is certainly one that we need to sit up and take notice of. Just wanted to bring that to you and where these charts are going just at the moment. It's just interesting to see, isn't it, how these things develop. Okay, so thanks again for watching. Remember, the site to get free of charge by the adverts around the screen and by you telling your friends about the site. So once again, thanks for watching, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.